Presentation: The Role Media Plays in Perceptions on Crime by Lundina Rou. Do mass media create unwanted levels of fear of crime in society? Mass media contributes to unwanted fear when it is exaggerated. When information is exaggerated, it causes misinterpretation, fear, and biases. Grabe and Drew introduced perceived realism. Those with high level of perceived realism have higher perceived fear of crime when the TV drama is credible. Episodic reporting versus thematic reporting shapes our perceptions on crime. Episodic reporting is crime dramas. Reviewers have reported they blame the perpetrators and support criminal punishments. Thematic reporting is in-depth contextual information. Viewers report questioning social aspects of crime at a critical viewpoint. TV crime news correlates with fear of walking home, self-protection, and burglary. This correlates to fear of crime when exposed. How do perception of crime reinforce stereotypes in society? Our perception on who commits the crime is stereotyped. It can be caused by media based on how they report and portray the criminals of the crime. Media exposure contributes to constructing these perceptions because they unfairly depict racial minority as criminals and whites as victims. Constantly consuming the media stereotypes, consumer perception starts to cognitively link the association between minority and criminality. This results in an automatic labeling of the minority as a criminal suspect. I believe when we are constantly fed the information without doing our own critical thinking and research, our perceptions matches the stereotypes. Important ideas and concepts in articles relating to Kerr's textbook. Kerr explains stigma as any physical or characteristic attribute that compliances shame and disgrace. Carpenter researched construction of crack mother icon is a stigma towards African American women because crack mother icon has various attributes that define black women, and the connotation of that stigma is the perception of black women. Mastro et al. Introduced the depiction of black Americans. They state prior research has shown black criminals with prejudiced information such as prior arrests are suspect when victims are white. Based on Cura reading, this explains retrospective interpretation. When a person has a previous background on deviancy, it is used against them to explain their wrongdoings. What theoretical perspective describes mass media on crime perception? Social disorganization theory may be an influencer of perception of crime and deviant behavior because the media usually portrays communities with poverty as an area with high criminal activity. Labeling theory may also play a role in perception of criminal behavior. I believe the media conjures unfair labels on minorities even if they didn't once, but constant stereotypes leads them to accept it. My reaction on the influence of mass media on perception of crime and deviant. I am not surprised because media has always exaggerated either for entertainment purposes or for a higher gender. Example, the COVID-19 pandemic. I feel it is unfair how minorities are constantly stereotyped and we can see it prominently in the media. In some cases, POC will have mugshots versus white with a happy family picture in the media. The crack mother icon was an eye-opener. It is a prejudice and stereotype that I have possibly noticed in this county. It is an eye-opener on how the crack mother icon stemmed from the beginning of slavery. What I read was most surprising was that non-blacks would give blacks their stereotypes without any interaction from them. It is like a self-fulfilling prophecy.